All right, thank you so much. We are at Madison and 3rd, just in front of the Capitol. You can see it over my shoulder. And as people are beginning to line up, they will head into the rotunda. But in case, for whatever reason, you want to honor John McCain and are unable to do so, there is another event, something else taking place where he will be honored. And that is at the wall. And talk more about that this morning. We have Jim Knotts, president of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Andy.
What can people expect this evening at the wall?
Well, of course, Senator McCain is one of the best-known names among Vietnam veterans, and in response to the outpouring of requests to veterans and others to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, we've arranged a candlelight remembrance ceremony this evening at the wall. And so we'll start about 7:30, just before dusk. We have candles. They're LED candles because we cannot have open flames on the mall. So people don't have to bring a candle. We'll provide those. If you want to come down, you can get a candle. You can proceed on your own down to the wall to have a private moment to have your own remembrance, to say thanks, to remember Senator McCain.
When is the last time an individual was remembered at the wall?
Well, we remember our Vietnam veterans all the time, certainly every Memorial Day and every Veterans Day, every day with the volunteers that meet 5 million visitors a year. I honestly don't remember the last time we've had a ceremony like this dedicated to one individual. And I think it is reflective of the effort that our nation is going through to remember Senator McCain.
All right, very good. And also a note, we read on the McCain website that if you do want to offer up flowers, you can certainly do so, but they're encouraging folks to go ahead and send those to the veteran hospitals. So let's toss it over to Gio.
Andy, thank you. And of course, we're going to be bringing you our live coverage of the event throughout the day today. But now, in the meantime, we do want to get out to WUSA 9's Andy Hauser, who has more information right now about the Vietnam Memorial Wall events happening on later tonight. Andy, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. That's right. We've got Jim Knotts, president of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund here. And a lot of people are lining up today to pay their respects. But there's also another way this evening to honor Senator McCain.
That's right, Andy. At the wall this evening, starting about 7:30, we're going to have a candlelight remembrance ceremony. So anybody that wants to come to pay their final respects or remember Senator McCain can come down. We'll provide the LED candles. And they can go down to the wall themselves and place their candles in remembrance. Throughout the day, though, they can actually go to our website to leave a message of remembrance. That's vvmf.org. And what we'll do is we'll print those out. We'll give one copy of the messages to the family, and then we'll leave one at the wall this evening so it can become part of the permanent collection of items that have been left at the wall over the last 35 years.
I can imagine it's going to be a very powerful scene out there this evening. Also, the ceremony is going to be closing with taps. Again, it's going to make it very emotional for a lot of people because this speaks not just to Senator McCain, but also to Vietnam veterans as a whole.
That's exactly right. So with the ceremony tonight, we're going to sort of end the evening with the playing of taps about 8:30. And you're exactly right. Any visit to the wall is special. It is very impactful and can be emotional. I think the outpouring of requests to us to have a ceremony to give people an opportunity to say goodbye to Senator McCain, the veteran, is part of the sense that many of our Vietnam veterans were not treated well, were not respected for their service when they first came home, and that sentiment has changed in our country. And this is not only a recognition of Senator McCain as an individual, but also a recognition of the service to our nation of all of our Vietnam veterans.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And the remembrance starts at 7:30 this evening?
Yes, that's correct, 7:30.
Okay, let's send it back to the studio.
Keeping an eye on not just today, but as this leads into tomorrow, as you take a look at the hearse right now that's coming down Constitution Avenue. We have the service today, the private one that is, happening there at the Capitol. Then you have people paying their respects later this afternoon. There's the private service tomorrow at the National Cathedral in the morning, right around 10 o'clock. And then, of course, the burial, where it sort of wraps up the week of remembrances that we've been keeping an eye on right now. He'll be buried at the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, where he graduated 60 years ago. 1958 specifically is when McCain graduated. He'll be buried next to his friend putting a bow on what's been somber, emotional, but also happy. I think it's worth pointing that out too, because you've seen a lot of positive emotion. It's not just sadness, and Senator McCain himself and his farewell addresses and everything would have made that clear to everyone that this is also something to celebrate as well.
This is quite a moment though, because think of how many times Senator John McCain walked in that Capitol building, and now we're seeing his hearse as he's being brought to the Capitol building, and will be there one more time with his colleagues as we talk to other senators, and seeing them all gather in there. Governor Larry Hogan is inside.